Hello friends, I'm Jesper. In this video I will share my experience with building lock benches and how I crashed 2 drills while doing just that. My neighbor was cleaning up his garden and he gave me these logs. Most of them are poplar. I often get logs for free, and the one I'm moving right here is a pear log. By the way, the tool I'm using is a homemade cant hook or log peavy, and it's really essential if you need to move logs. In Denmark, poplar wood is mostly considered trash wood, so it's easy to get it for free. I'm using the cant hook to lift the log so I can get a chain under it. Another essential tool to move logs is the homemade log arch I show you here. And if you're interested in that, I have another video linked in the top of the screen. And in case you're wondering, those are vines and you can already see that grapes are formed. So this next part I'm pretty excited about. I have been yapping about it in previous videos and it is finally here. My head bandsaw, or horizontal bandsaw as I like to call it. This is one of the first cuts I'm making on this saw, so bear with me for being a little unexperienced. I also installed a pulley over the saw, so I really don't know why I lifted it by hand. I can already imagine what the comments are gonna look like, and yes, most people do not have a horizontal bandsaw in their shed. There are many ways to mill lumber for log furniture, and before the bandsaw I used my chainsaw to mill lumber. I don't make a lot of money during the pandemic and I have been working and saving really hard to be able to get this saw. And also this is a small model and really not that expensive. If you have access to logs, it's a brilliant way to be able to turn logs into usable lumber for your wood projects. And a ton of other uses. So let me know if you have any ideas in the comments. This is with an electric motor. It's very silent and outside the shed you can't really hear it. This model can cut up to 55 cm wide boards, so my biggest log will need to be trimmed down before I can cut them on the bandsaw. This log is no problem for the saw and I'm aiming at getting 3 big slabs out of it. This log is very fresh and ideally I should let the slabs dry for a year before using them. But this is going to be outdoor furniture and I'm going to experiment with using fresh wood and let it dry while we're sitting on it having campfires. And no, I'm not going to tell the brand of my saw or the specific model. That's a secret that will stay with me forever, so please don't ask. I'm planning to make 5 log benches, 1 long and 4 shorter ones, so I'll need to cut 2 of the slabs in half. So after debarking the slabs I start on the joinery. And joinery on log furniture is more or less just drilling some holes to hammer legs into. So I pull out my 2-inch auger drill bit and start drilling some holes. Auger drill bits are spiral-shaped drill bits that are designed to create clean, deep holes into wood. The sharp spurs at the tip guides the bit into the weed and ensuring the hole is smooth and uniform all the way through. It is not this 2-inch auger drill bit that caused my very cheap drill to lose the grip of things. It seemed to be handling these holes just fine, but problems will arise soon enough. For the legs I'm just grabbing some poplar branches and I'm using a 2-inch tenon cutter to cut the tenons on the legs. After cutting 4 tenons, my Einhell drill got very hot and started to smoke. So I grabbed another drill. It also got very hot and I decided to stop and cut the rest of the tenons in my shop with a corded drill. But due to the high RPM of the corded drill, the tenon cutter itself got very hot, and at this point I went looking for a new, powerful, low-geared, high-torque drill. Due to my drill problems, I continued to make tree benches on camera, and I will leave the 2 for later. My now dead Einhell drill had a torque of 60 Nm and no automatic overload shutdown feature. I found a 40-volt drill with a torque of 160 Nm, and I cut the tenons for the remaining 2 benches after this video was shot with absolutely no issues. If you have seen any of my videos, you know my favorite method of treating wood for the outdoors is by burning it. Bugs, fungus and moisture hates the charred burnt wood. Burnt wood is even more resistant to catch on fire, and it's a natural, safe way to treat wood, and it will last a long time. I treat the bottom of the legs with linseed oil to make them more resistant of rot and moisture. I'm burning the top of the bench until it's black, and then I brush it gently with some sandpaper. Then I pre-treat it with linseed oil. After the oil have soaked in, I gently heat up some of my beeswax mixture. I will link a video about the beeswax mix in the description. But in short, it's beeswax mixed with linseed oil and some mineral spirits. This makes the surface of the bench completely water resistant for many years, and I have used the beeswax on all my outdoor tables, benches and chairs, and none of them show any sign of decay. The secret to getting a hard, durable wax finished surface is treating it with a metal polishing disc a few hours after you have applied the mixture. This will harden it. And it will be interesting to see if this works on fresh wood and how it will develop over the next years. If you got any value from this so far, please make sure you are subscribed, and I will update you on how this works long term. Here's one of the things I like the most. I got a letter from a good friend in Turkey. I will let Mehmet explain what his channel name means, but I know he's a very creative and productive maker, and his channel is full of original ideas on how to use reclaimed materials, how to organize your shop, and how to make tools. Follow the link and give his channel a closer look. And thank you, Mehmet, for sending me your sticker. only thing left now is inviting family and friends to celebrate Midsummer in Denmark around the bonfire. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.